the idea behind an evergreen webinar, you can run this live or you can run it as automated or evergreen. Automated and evergreen, by the way, mean basically the same thing. Evergreen simply means that it's something you have running all the time and it's a unique experience to that person, that individual. An automated webinar, they're basically the same thing, but you can schedule EasyWebinar to do an automated webinar at one specific date, once a month. You know what I mean? So it can be used like it's a live webinar, but typically people use the automated webinar element of EasyWebinar as more of an evergreen sales tool, right? So driving Facebook traffic or LinkedIn traffic all the time to that funnel, right? That landing, that registration page of the webinar.
Got it. Interesting. Okay. And so the idea of the evergreen is that it's automated, but so anybody that enters the funnel who registers gets that webinar delivered to them exactly 3 days later or 1 day later or 15 minutes later. It seems very personal to them, but everybody's getting it in the same way depending on when you enter funnel.
So we're using automated and evergreen kind of interchangeably, basically.
So one thought that I've had that I haven't done, because the idea, look, I'm quite happy chatting with you. Right? I'm quite comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
The idea of advertising and doing a live webinar. I'm actually giving a presentation tomorrow to the Home Builders Association. They've invited me back.
Nice.
And I'm having somebody record it. I'm actually having somebody come out and video it, because I stand in front of a video instead of my camera now. If you weren't there and I was trying to do something, I've all kind of, tongue-tied and I can't do it. Zero personality, right? Nothing. So when I'm in front of a crowd or in front of somebody, I have some energy. So one thought that I've had is, and do people do this, where you maybe do one live one, and then use that later as evergreen, and then show up for the Q&A. So it's running, let's say, at 10 a.m. every Monday morning, and at 11, it switches over to Q&A. You can do that as well, can't you? So it's live interaction.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can do that. You can run, that's called a hybrid webinar. You can run a hybrid where maybe you even show up live and it right away. And then pivot and you press the button and plays the pre-recorded session that you've done, and then come back in an hour, when you're about to toggle over to the Q&A part, or you can even be in the chat while that video is playing, and